warm welcome all the way from Malaysia, Dr. Dixon Lai.
Let me try without a mic. Is it okay? Are you able to hear from behind? Yeah, because I'm quite a hyperactive person, so I love to walk around here, jump around here. So it'll be very interactive. So I would suggest you move your chair slightly slanting so that tomorrow morning you don't have the neck in.
Dixon, if you want to be in the camera, you have to stay a little bit to the front.
Okay.
But it's your choice.
Yeah.
That's your choice.
So I'm going to spend probably 20 minutes. Yeah. The whole presentation I prepared this morning at 10 o'clock. I managed to complete by 1 and I drove down at 2 o'clock all the way to here. So lucky me that the traffic was quite light. So I managed to reach here by 6 o'clock in 4 hours. So I'm going to cut off something wrong with my projector. I apologize. Right? There's some connector issue over there, so you see lines over here. It's not because of special effect. It's not special effect. It's something wrong with the connector. Okay. So I love to play games. I tend to tell you that I'm honest enough to tell you that I'm a naughty boy. I just love to play. Because of that, a lot of curiosity come from my naughtiness. Whenever I see things, I just like to continue and pick it up and experience myself. So I'm going to skip one of the games that I always play with individuals when I start off the whole sharing session, which is identify your emotions. So I will skip this. The whole objective here is to get you to look at the eye of the picture. And every 4 seconds, the picture will change. Interesting, right? So, by looking at it, I want you to identify what are the emotions coming up from that person. And being naughty, I raise the bar. I create a lot of noise behind music. It started off with rock music. Then slowly go to sentimental until very sad. Yet the faces will change every 4 seconds. Then what I want you to do is write down as many emotions as possible. Which I skipped that part, so I'm giving you the answer. So normally people with more than 20 emotions that written down, these are the emotion-rich person. They use a lot of feeling. And people who written less than 5 of them, I call it emotion healers. Then from there,
I thought you were going to say you call them men.
No,
just kidding.
Very interestingly, I'll get you to list down your top 3. That's where this slide is about. What is your top 3 emotions? And from most of my analysis, I conducted a lot of all these sharing sessions. I noticed that the top 3 emotions that you listed down, it comes from inside of you. When you look at others, you resonate with the emotion inside of yourself. Interesting, right? Because of that, that's where a lot of people have different, what they call, advice to me. You should do that, you should do this. By going through the game, I will ask you a question. Whether what you have experienced just now, imagine you have experienced the whole thing. It takes about 5 to 8 minutes. So I'm going to skip that 5 to 8 minutes. Imagine you have gone through the whole process, the whole game, you play the whole game. My question to you is, are these facts that you have written down? Or are these just opinion?
Subjective. Subjective emotion.
And yet, this is my guiding principles for myself for the last 7 years when I started to research the whole technology. anything that comes from whatever I created, I will make sure it's come from facts, factual data. Because my profession used to be a data analytics. I analyze data for corporate. I'm one of the management consultants in PwC Consulting in Hong Kong practice. I go everywhere, analyze corporate data, link here, link there, and start asking questions. Why is it like this? Why is it like that? So that is one of my guiding principles. And tonight I'm going to share with you the science behind the whole technology. Because when you personally experience that technology that I created, a lot of people come to me, Dixon, are you a fortune teller? Dixon, are you a psychic? Because it will reveal a person's emotion inside, which in my research, emotion will shape a person's behavior. As long as we are able to measure emotions, which is something so complex to do. So before that, is it okay if I introduce myself in 1 minute and 31 seconds? It's okay? Thank you very much.
Now joining me is actually Dixon, who came up with a new system.
Within 15 minutes, it essentially reads my mind. Everything they told me was 100% on the money.
The transformations in just 3 simple steps.
Raise your hand if EmoWave had impacted your life and transformation. And raise your hand if Dixon have impacted your emotion. If Dixon EmoWave has created an impact in your life.
This is a very important work that he's doing for mankind.
Complete. Fantastic.
So everyone has a story. So I would like to acknowledge a couple of people that are present here today with me. The first lady, you might not notice her because she's so short, but today, because she's sitting at the front to welcome you when you walk in, and she's the one who register when you walk in. Yet she's the person who's my co-founder, Aileen Fu here, right? Which has been with me for the last 7 years, unconditionally kicking my butt, okay? And get this technology works. Because when we started, nobody believed us that our voice can measure the emotion. It was a tough journey, yet we are having fun. So I would like to acknowledge Aileen Fu. The next lady that I would like to acknowledge is somebody I met in X Factors. I was up there presenting. I was worrying, concerned about whether I can win the X Factor. And after I got it, she came to me and said that, Dixon, may I join you? I just say, yes, you're welcome. And she has walked the journey for the last couple of months, unconditionally. She's exposing me, right, to the world. And this lady is sitting right here called Sandra. And the last person I'd like to acknowledge is a person that I know him for a long time, over the Facebook, all this coaching community. And he has been unconditionally mentor and coaching me for the last 4 years for me to get to this stage. I told him once upon a time that I'm not a marketer. And because of that particular comment, he has asked me more than 100 questions. And finally I say, okay, fine, I will stand on the stage and present. And that person, which you all know, is called Dave Rogers. Thank you, Dave. So, it all started the big why. As I told you, I'm a management consultant from PwC Consulting. How does a crazy data analytics guy came to this emotional behavioral study person. It all started because of my son. At the age of 9, he was diagnosed ADHD, hyperactive. And in our school system, in my country, when you are labeled as special kids, teacher literally put you behind the class. The worst thing is, my wife sent him to retarded childcare center. So I used to travel a lot. Whenever I go back home, I will make a point that I'm going to pick him up. So whenever I go and pick him, the kind of feeling is unpleasant. So one day, when I went there, I noticed he was sitting at the corner there, having his own lunch. So something struck me. If this boy is hyperactive or ADHD or ADD, impossible for him to sit still there. He will rather run here and there, playing around. He will never sit still to have his own lunch. Interesting, right? That moment I told myself, I got to find something for him. There must be something available to overcome his challenges. I went all out, the whole Malaysia. I found this crazy lady that came to me and said, Dixon, can I put a headband over your son's forehead? And she did. And she told my son, you just be quiet for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. What she's doing is, she's measuring my son's brainwave, which is technology called neurofeedback. And after that, she produced a report. The report came out and shows that my son's brain was underdeveloped. Interesting, right? There's no sign of ADD, ADHD, or any challenges. His brain was underdeveloped because of weak respiratory, unhealthy stomach. So being a data analytics, brainwave is all about numbers. I will ask, what is this, what is that? How you measure this? She couldn't answer me. So end up I will fly all the way to South Korea to check in with the founder, the creator of the technology. The same day he told me that your son's brain was underdeveloped because the spleen, the stomach was so weak. And say that, why not you check out this book called by Dr. Robert Puget, Wheel of Emotions. I couldn't find it in Malaysia. We found it in Singapore National Library. Big book. Right? You couldn't buy it anymore. I think Amazon still have. Inside the book, he documented 3,800 emotions, words that relate to emotions. Isn't that crazy? And the beauty part of him is, he created a wheel. And he simplified it. When I look at it, whoa, that's the answer to our research. Now we can measure your emotions. How did we came up with that idea? Right? One of the scientists was so disappointed, and his wife is a good singer. And I asked her a question. What can you do to teach me music in less than 10 minutes? She said, easy. All you need to do is, you got to learn the 12 musical tone. Chord. If you combine different chords, that's where you get different music. Okay? So that triggered me. Because when we listen to different type of music, our emotion changes. So immediately what we did is, we put the 12 musical notes into every emotions. Correct? And our fundamental research all come from sound wave. That's the formation of the whole technology behind. So when you listen to your voice, if you are interested, I will always suggest that you experience yourself. I can talk about this a few nights if I come here. Right? You might get confused. Or my invitation to you is just experience it. All you need to do only All I require is only 5 minutes of your lifetime to speak to a small little loud mic in any language. I'm not recording anything you say. I would suggest speak in the language that I don't understand. And logically, if everyone speak 5 minutes, let's say 30 of you speak to the mic. If I go to analyze 5 minutes, every of you 5 minutes, how much time do I have? So the system are collecting triggers. With the algorithm, it maps into emotions. And that is coming from a scientific approach. And that perfectly fit into my guiding principles, whether it's facts or for the next 10 years, and the technology we call it emo wave, right? Yes. And it comes from two words, emotion and sound wave. So literally, emo wave, the technology that review your emotions coming from your voice, and from there I map into certain behavior. Not who you are. I'm not here doing personality tests. It's why are you doing what you do. And in that report, it will show your present characters, how others perceive you as a person. And I further go into your emotions to identify your life journey, your present life, not past life. Your life journey, I do not know what's going to happen or what happened. I have no idea what incidents. Yet in that report, potentially will show you which period of your life journey you are having the most emotional impact. Certain incidents happen, and unconsciously it locked into your brain. I do not know what happened. If you are able to identify that incident, that is the situation it shaped your behavior as of today. Once you acknowledge it, whatever things I suggest to you, it will work. And one of the key things that inside the report also show you what is your real intention inside of you. What do you want to be? And from there, you design your own journey. Make sense? We took the brainwave and we met with the voice. And to our surprise, it's identical. Interesting, eh? If you look at this graph here, the high one is brainwave. Lower amplitude, these are the voice. And you look at the top, it's exactly identical. The rest of the way we call it white noise. You can fake the white noise. You can fake using your tone. Yet the top trigger, we call it trigger, is your emotions. And what we did is we used the algorithm, we digitize it, and it's a huge discovery that we found. Your brain wave and your voice are exactly the same. We are so happy about that because potentially I don't need to put a device on your forehead and measure. It's kind of crazy, like putting a device everywhere and say, okay, I'm going to measure you. So, then what happened? It doesn't make sense if I just tell you that your brain wave and the voice is the same. What can you do with that kind of information? I have one of a very good friend, I call him the white wise man. He's 80 years old. The whole hair are white. He's a biologist. He came and told me that, Dixon, why not look at biology? It's interesting, I'm no good at biology. He explained, do you realize that the whole formation of cells is about vibration? Everyone have a DNA, right? You wrap around with protein, which is what you eat. You turn into RNA, chromosome, right? And we convert into cells. Our body are built out of a few 100 billion of cells. And the whole process, the formations are vibration. As long as it's vibrating, they are frequency. Right? As long as there are frequency, there are a pattern. And if there is a pattern, everything can be measured. And true enough, DNA, European DNA have released the DNA information in 2006. And every formation of cells, whether it turn into good cell, bad cells, we call it disease. In every disease, there's a frequency there. So what we did is, these are the formation of cells. We took the entire atomic and the molecule. We identified the 5,000 over disease, different frequency, and we matched it against our voice. If your voice matches to a healthy frequency, generally your physical body are healthy. What if some of your frequency are out of the healthy frequency? In our universe, we call it resonance. There's a frequency 7.8. If our body is lower than 7.8, which is 6, chances is certain illness, certain formation in your body are giving you feedback. That formation, in scientific name, we call it illness. So your body does give you feedback. Are we aware of that? And that's where our game started. We start to map your voice and biology. That was fun. We start to know that because every single person, potentially, we can identify what kind of behavior, because your body are transforming. And it's a challenge. So with that, I will conclude my sharing. Thank you very much.
Hey, Paul, look so comfy.
Yes.
On your
Paul looks very comfy.
Yeah, it's like
What little final words or thoughts for Tahira tonight?
from me. All right. Well, I found it very interesting. Thank you, Dr. Dixon. Those who are interested in buying the book through the Golden Door, I only have 3 copies here, and 2 have just been sold. So if you want to, just write your names here, or just place an order for you. And I'll just mention very briefly that I'm having a workshop. It's called Discover Your Personal Golden Door. My book is about discovering the Golden Door. Well, it's a journey, it's for myself, but the last chapter, I have this Discover Your Personal Golden Door, and this workshop will actually go through the last chapter and much more. So that's coming up on the 13th of May. If you're interested, also you can write down your name there. Any inputs, Dave?
Well, I'd like to say thank you very much, Dr. Dixon, for coming all the way from Malaysia. Thank you very, very much. Tahira, thank you for your wonderful effort to connect and to bring a wonderful group of people. I'd like to thank everyone, actually our video guys. You guys have just been absolutely impeccable to work with. Can we please give the video guys a round of applause? And if you're into getting a motion picture created or a wonderful video, please connect with them. Yes, please.
Oh, I must talk about the video guys. Billy and Booz are part of Neuark Productions, and Neuark Productions is assisting the launch of Golden Door Web TV. Golden Door, yes. It'll be wisdom and knowledge, and it'll be engaging. So, and of course, one more person I was introduced, Subra, the purple man out there, is doing the weekly Gold Bites. We will cover interesting things every week. Again, the underlying message will be on unity, unity in diversity. My whole book is really the underlying message on unity. So we'll cover various programs. This is one of the programs, as he said, oh, she said, he says, okay, and weekly Gold Bites, and we also have some other areas where we have golden ties, talking about family, and a few more programs coming up for the youth, Adventures Through the Golden Door. It will be again Web TV. So you will find that up on social media. So you connect. Thank you so much, and I'm really excited, happy that you're all here, especially my readers. Thank you so much for coming.
And finally, thank you, Paul, for the wonderful gift of poetry and for being the Q&A guy. And again, last but not least, thank you so much for all of you joining us, investing your time with us, and I hope you've had some wonderful learnings, discoveries.
More discovery, more evolution, more receiving and learning from others. I think that's what it is really for me now. Learning from others and connecting more with others, humans, not just with the isolation I was speaking about. Now I am going into the world. Now it's really being in the world, and it's been a different experience for me right now. The past 1 year, conducting seminars and interacting with people. Even though I've always been doing that all my life, but now it's much deeper. Before that, it was always business level. Now I'm dealing with individuals. So really connecting more with people. Thank you.
So thank you. One more question, is that?
Oh, 2 questions.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
I think this is more important than the first one.
Okay.
So how best can you describe the positive changes in your relationships after you began the journey to date?
Why are you doing this to me? Positive relationships in
your positive changes in your relationship after you began it.
All right. In the past, I would get a little irritable, and I would judge what people would say and how they behave. So now, because I have developed some openness and vulnerability, as I mentioned twice this time, I've also developed I've also learned to accept and honor. As one wise person next to me has taught me how to honor people, honor certain qualities, and to honor their quirkiness. Thank you, Dave. It was very, I'm still learning, like I said, I'm learning from people. I'm learning from God, and I'm learning through tapping within, learning through research and reflection, and from people. Thank you, Subra. No more questions, right?
No more questions. Thank you, everyone, very much. If you'd like to get Tahira's book, please come up and sign this. If you'd like to visit with Dixon, please see Eileen at the back. If you've got any questions about Emo Wave and how you can be part of the workshop on Saturday, please do so. If you'd love to visit with the rocking professor tomorrow at SMU, many opportunities. You are the results of your choices, and I'm glad you made the choice to be with us tonight. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you very much. Thank you.